What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
I'm Brian.
And we're talking about all the news that's going on in the world of bourbon right now. First, about our bourbon and rye of the year. Look for our announcement video this Sunday. We're going to list out all the bourbons and all the ryes that are going to be in our list for the year, and then the following episodes are going to follow what we determine to be the bourbon and rye of the year for us.
And hopefully you guys enjoy watching that whole process.
Yeah. So, but we're going to be talking about all of the headlines in bourbon. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the New York Spirits Competition determined the world's best bourbon. We're going to be talking about the Bardstown Bourbon Company entering a partnership on leasing barrels, Kentucky Owl filing for bankruptcy. Then we're going to get into some new releases and events going on in bourbon. So we're going to start off, Brian, with that New York World Spirits Competition that announced its results for multiple categories, including World's Best Straight Bourbon. And that went to 1792 Bottled in Bond. So that beat out all the entries to capture Best in Class for that category. So that bottle has been an annual release since 2017. So while the mash bill is not disclosed by Sazerac, it's believed to be a high rye bourbon with 74% corn, 18% rye, and 8% malted barley. The judging panel announced its decision to name the Bottled in Bond offering as the best of class, but in second place actually was 1792 Full Proof.
Wow.
Third, George T. Stagg.
Okay.
So go figure. Same spirits competition named E.H. Taylor Single Barrel as the best bourbon single barrel, followed by 1792 Single Barrel, and then Pinhook in third. Sounds like Sazerac may have some representation on that panel.
Right.
Probably not. But anyway, kind of cool that 1792 really made its presence known.
And I've had one bottle of the 1792 Bottled in Bond.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. I took it camping, and everybody that I was camping with, we loved it, and we finished the bottle off.
What's the world's best?
So I went back and I go, "Hey, I want one of those bottles," and they go, "Well, that's allocated." I was like, "Oh," no. And I've never seen it since.
I don't think I have either. Well, I probably have, but it's probably been a price that you don't
right.
So anyway, interesting. Congratulations, 1792 and Barton Distillery.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I've got the story on Bardstown. So, basically, Bardstown Bourbon Company, the Brennan Demo. I may be butchering that, but they've announced a new barrel leasing program for the whiskey brands. Bardstown is a leader in the customer American whiskey distilling, while Brennan Demo, I might say this several times, is a global leader in sourcing bulk whiskey. So basically, the program will allow non-distiller brands to make monthly payments to avoid upfront barrel costs, because obviously barrels are pretty expensive. So it's going to help manage the cash flow. And in a joint news release from the companies, they estimate that 1/3 of the cost of the new barrel filled is tied up in the wood that is used in the barrel. So this is first of its kind program, and initially it's going to be limited to 25,000 barrels.
Yeah, well, that's really interesting. So I guess like a lot, 1/3 of the cost, being able to kind of space that out, it's probably going to help out.
Sure, it's helpful. Yeah.
So next story up: 2 rare bourbons signed by Pope Francis sold for $27,500 at a recent auction. The bottles were auctioned off to benefit a Lexington-based Maxwell Street Legal Clinic and Pause for the Cause. The 2 bottles were Willet Distillery offerings, with one commemorating Pope Francis's 10th anniversary as the Pope, and the other was celebrating the 2025 Jubilee Year of Pilgrims of Hope. I'm not sure what that is, but that was the other bottle. Each bottle sold for $13,750. So that's pretty cool. Sale occurred at the Whiskey and Whiskey Seasonal Spirits Sale in New York. Auction was organized by Lexington priest Jim Shinko. And he's part of the Archdiocese in that area, and he is known around the world for his ministry. He does different ministry programs, so kind of cool that it brought in that much money for 2 different organizations.
Yeah, very cool. So, okay, well, so I'm going to talk about Kentucky Owl. So basically, the parent company for Kentucky Owl has filed for bankruptcy. So the Soil Group, I hope I'm saying that right.
Stoli
Group. So they filed November 27th. said basically the demands of the spirits, their portfolio, their cyber attacks, and ongoing legal battles with Russia. So I'm not sure what that involves, but maybe that's who knows. Let's just leave that alone.
Yeah, well, we do have a large Russian contingency.
We really do. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully that's good for the Russians out there. So, but no, so they basically the Kentucky Owl will remain on the shelves. They're gonna keep them on the shelves through the process of going through Chapter 11. Okay. So this filing will allow them to reorganize the company and continue to operate. And basically, they acquired the Kentucky Owl brand in 2017. Okay. So
cool. Yeah, that Chapter 11 kind of gives you some flexibility to continue to operate while you get your assets in order. We're moving on to some bourbon release news. We just have a couple for you. So Penelope announced its latest finish release called Havana. That has just been announced this week. This release is a Caribbean rum finished bourbon that is then finished in a maple syrup cask. So they're kind of jumping on that maple syrup train. There's a lot of distilleries are. Yeah, we like maple syrup finishes here. The casks were used to age Penelope bourbon first, and then repurposed to age maple syrup before being used for that second finish. The Penelope bourbon used for this product was its 4-grain recipe. That's the 74% corn, 7% rye, 16 wheat, 3% barley. This is bottled at 93 proof, priced at $79.99. It's going to be highly allocated. Only 4,500 cases are going to be available.
So, not a bad price point, though.
Yeah,
you can't beat that. So.
Yeah, 93 proof. So they were able to proof that down, probably create quite a few more cases that way. So,
yeah, good. Well, next up, we got the Still Austin release. They've just announced that they're doing the Tanager Cigar Blend. It's going to be a bourbon that's aged 5 years. Okay. It's bottled at 106 proof, and it's going to retail at $149.99. So a little steep, but not terrible. It's made of red, white, and blue corn and uses rye and barley in the mash bill. It's a French blending method. So they mix the whiskey and water, and they age it at 50 proof for 1 year before they blend it with the base of the whiskey. So not sure what that is, but hey, that's what they're doing. So
new thing to us. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So this release is coming with a big name in the whiskey. So Nancy Fraley. So she's leading the effort. She's known for her contribution in many whiskey brands and invented the cigar blend. So she also knows what she's doing.
Yeah, that Joseph Magnus cigar blend. I think she developed that.
Okay.
I don't think she actually intended it to be referred to as a cigar blend, but either way, big name in bourbon for sure. Yeah. So all right, now moving on to events. So only a couple of events here. So the event that I have is actually in Seymour here in our hometown. Vic's Liquor Store is going to host a tasting with the Neely Family Distillery's Hidden Barn brand. That's at 6 p.m. December 18th at the store, 400 East Tipton Street in Seymour. Royce Neely, he's the master distiller, going to be pouring samples, and the Cherry Picker release is actually going to be available for purchase at that event. It is free to attend.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, but then last up, I've got the Bourbon Brotherhood. They're going to be hosting the Cream of Kentucky tasting. So 5:30 on December 18th. So that's it's going to be at the German American Club in Louisville. Tickets are cheap; they're $25, and you can be purchased on Eventbrite. So you can go there. December 18th, I think that's going to be Wednesday, so midweek. So if you're in the area, you can get to it. Sounds like a good opportunity to go get a good tasting.
Yeah, so. Cool. All right, that's it for all of the news in bourbon for this week. So we really appreciate you hanging around with us. Don't forget, we have our bourbon and rye whiskey of the year list coming out on Sunday, and then the Tuesday and Thursday following, we're going to have those blinds to determine what is our favorite bourbon and rye of 2024. Be sure to check that out. But we're going to end this episode the same way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.